do believe in spooks. I do believe in spooks.
Read my poem. So,
lovely poem.
Beautiful.
Well, my version of "Twas the Night Before Christmas" in the hood.
They'll have to join the Christmas special if they want to hear it, though. They'll have to be there.
I don't think I'll be able to do that one. I think I gotta revamp it a little bit and make it a little bit more appropriate.
Well, FCC appropriate.
Yeah, I think I gotta go with a little bit more FCC appropriate, because that is, as I said, that's a bit raunchy even to my standards. When I reread that, I said, "Damn, I'm fucked up in the head. What is wrong with me?"
You are.
Oh well, it is what it is. But I'm actually curious to know what Corker has coming up. Are you writing anything else right now, Corker?
What I've got going on right now is I'm working on one more story that runs after that book, after that case of what happened the last 2 years since, some residual things that have happened at that house and in the neighborhood out there. So I've got that coming up. There's also, I'm working with another author on the location out here, on this area, as far as going back to the 1800s. It's not really a prequel, but it's going to talk about different paranormal reports of the area over the time that have been in the newspapers over since the late 1800s. Because I'm finding out this place is really active. This little ghost town of a place has a hell of a history. So I've been pulling up that, and I got another author, experienced author, working on that. So I've got those two coming up. I don't know as far as how soon, probably like within the end of the year, 2015. And we have some cases lined up starting next month, late in January, some private residents.
Excellent.
And, so if, depending on the resident, depending on the client, I might have some stuff I can post. We always make sure we know what the client wants or will allow, and so there might be some good stuff coming up on the website from that case and some of the cases from there on out. So we've been taking cases again, though we went dormant for a while because of the whole transition with the family structure and things. And
that does play a major factor in how you plan your extracurricular activities.
Exactly. So we're getting back into the swing of it. So
that's great. Yeah, it's great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you have residential cases planned out or any kind of thing planned out already?
Yeah, we have 3 to do in total that have been waiting for several months now. One is up by Canada. We often go up by like Virginia, Minnesota, way up north, past Duluth, past 2 harbors. It seems like we have a few cases out that way that we end up going to.
Yeah.
How do people hear about you up there? Are these people that you sort of meet on Facebook, or do you guys advertise?
I don't advertise. One of them was on Facebook. One of them was my family members have a business, home care business, and at certain conferences they met up with one of the clients that we have coming up who lives way up north, and that's how I got hooked up with that investigation.
Okay.
It's mainly word of mouth. Yeah, I don't really advertise. It seems like if I want to investigate, it seems like there's always something going on. So,
yeah.
But there's 3 solid ones that are pretty decent cases that I'm hoping to get something. Of course, sometimes you go to a case and you get nothing. So,
that's true.
Yeah, you don't always get something. So.
If it's a private residential case, you always get something. You get the satisfaction of knowing that the client was happy with what you did.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
You hope that you get nothing. I mean, especially at a residential case, I always hope that there isn't anything and that we can prove that there's nothing and that people sleep better at night. That's the most fulfilling of all, really.
I've had plenty of cases where, I've literally pissed off a client because I told them they needed psychiatric help. They don't like that at all.
never tell anyone that, even if it is
I got to be
true.
honest with them, though. I can't beat around the bush and lie. I mean, if they need help, then yeah, I'm going to recommend them that you need help. You have some issues. You need to see a therapist.
Jason Stanton, MD.
So,
I've never told anyone that, even on occasion where I'm quite sure that someone just wanted attention, you know, and clearly it happens. They just want attention. They're lonely. I've never told anyone that I thought they needed professional help. And the truth is, sometimes those people that need help, and you know that when you tell them that there's an identifiable reason for whatever situation they're having, or that
sometimes
maybe the
they
medication
over-exaggerate. Sometimes they do.
They do.
And there are some where they're fucked up in the head and they need to see a psychiatrist.
You can't say that.
You know, they got split personality disorder or whatever the case is. And yeah, as an investigator, sometimes you have to look for signs of that and look for mental illnesses and so forth.
We always do.
I've had one client who has a long history of depression. And she stopped seeing her therapist about 1.5 years ago, got off the medications, and she called me up to investigate her house. Needless to say, it's because she was fucked up in the head. And I had to tell her, I was like, look, you need to call your therapist back, start getting back on track with that, getting regular with your medications, and you know, because there's nothing here, you know. Everything that we found is I think it's related to, you know, a psychological disorder that you have.
What did she say, Jason, when you said that to her?
I mean, she didn't like that too much, and I admire her courage for trying to, you know, going on with life, ignoring the issue. But, you know, sometimes if the client needs help, you have to, you know, help them. And sometimes, not often, but sometimes, that help happens to be psychological.
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes people don't tell you that maybe that's what their history is. I mean, if somebody has it depends on what type of depression they have. You know, if it was a short-term situational depression, you know, that's one thing. But a long-term medical disorder that was, you know, an imbalance, that's a whole different situation. And with people like that, often, if they don't like your answer, they're just going to go online and they're going to look to have another group, a group after another group after another group, especially if you live in a major city. Like when I lived out in closer to Atlanta, I know that the one lady whose house that we went to, and I know she was crazy, I know that she had several groups come out through her house. And that's why, because there wasn't anything going on there, and she just wanted attention. And probably still having groups come out through her house, and there is nothing going on there. She is crazy. But it's a shame that people have to waste their time, you know, dealing with people like that. You've just got to screen them the best that you can ahead of time.
Sometimes you do get those lonely ones that just want a little attention, whatever the case may be. Sometimes, and I've gotten this a lot, and I'm sure corporate can agree with me on this, sometimes, well, a lot of the times, you get the ones that want you to investigate their house just so they could sweet talk you into joining your team.
Oh,
true.
Geez.
Very true. Very true. I had one client that had us come out. It was actually, she used to live in the area, so it was kind of like, okay, she knew my relatives, this and that. So I went down to the city and investigate her place, and obviously there was nothing there, and she was trying to tell me all these demonic things and this thing in the corner that tossed her, you know, all this BS.
Really?
And there was nothing there. But then all of a sudden I noticed she's starting to friend all of my friends. You know, now she just wanted to put into, like, the paranormal community to be able to tell about her house that's not even freaking haunted, you know. It's just action, you know. Yeah. Then she starts probing in my chat rooms, or she starts going on my website and starting to put her questions in there and talking about her house and saying, oh, Corker came out and, you know, making me look like a total ass. So, yeah.
Yeah, I could see where that could happen. I've actually not had anybody do that to me, thankfully, which actually is maybe in a way surprising. You know, I've had plenty of people approach me about joining different teams, and of course over the years I've, you know, screened people and, you know, had people join up, but never because, you know, I had gone to their house or anything like that. Nobody had me come out to their house as a sort of a ruse to wanting to join up with our team or anything like that. So I guess I'm lucky that way that isn't what has happened. Although I've met people on Facebook who were in my area who were interested in joining a team, and that's different. I've definitely met people through Facebook that did join my team at one time or another, but that was okay. But they weren't trying to disguise themselves as something else.
Right, that happens to me a lot. I've come into residential cases, and I don't mind. If someone wants to join my team, I'm pretty open about it. I'll take damn near anybody under my wing. I've done it in the past. I'll continue to do it. That's who I am.
I do too. I don't mind.
What pisses me off is when they call me into their house to investigate their house, knowing there's nothing there. I spend 6 to 8 hours investigating. I run however many DVR cameras and so forth and so on to try to help this client, just to sit down and wait 2 weeks of fucking evidence review, knowing that all they wanted to do was join my team.
Right. So I'm glad that's not happened to me. Yeah, that sucks, Jay.
When a simple message saying, "Hey, I'm looking to join the team. Can I hook up with you?" would have been a bit more suffice.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Exactly. Because I've just been lucky. I've actually had people to say, "Hey, I live, half an hour from you. Do you guys ever, look for new people to join your team? Or are you ever over this way? Do you think I could ever join you guys on an investigation?" Sure. I'm totally. If you don't seem like a crazy fucking psycho, and you want to come out and meet with us, then totally, absolutely, we'll have you come out sometime. And if you're a crazy psycho, we might not ask you to come again, but sure.
You at least let them come once, though, right?
Yeah. But probably, just so you know, it's not going to be just me and you. That's not going to happen.
Oh, so you're like multiples to come with you.
It's going to be a group project.
Oh, you're like a group of people coming.
It's going to be a group activity. Uh-huh.
All right. No crossing swords, Corker.
Oh, dear.
Only on Ghost Chat Radio.
I'm going to have to watch out for you guys. Oh, my. I'll watch out for you, too.
And I'm sure Twister would love to join, too. He'd love to come.
Oh, Twister would love to join in on any kind of fun. That is for sure.
That's right. Twister's my man.
He's all kinds of trouble.
No crossing swords,
Twister said he doesn't want to. Twister doesn't want to join my team. He's not up for any kind of group activity. Oh, he changed his mind.
It's all good. It's all good. So, we're down to like the last 10 minutes of the show, and I definitely want to make sure that all of your information gets put out there, Corker, where people can contact you if they want an investigation, where they can find your books, the names of the books, and so forth and so on, in case anyone just started tuning in. So I'd like to make sure that everyone knows, how they can, find you.
Perfect. They can find me different places. I have my personal website that will have radio shows I've been on. It'll have my books. It'll have gossip stuff. It'll have articles. It'll have pretty much everything about me. That's simply www.corkerjohnston.com.
Yeah.
That place, it'll lead you to the books. It'll lead you to all the links. I'm also on Facebook